Hello everyone. Um, Today's class we will learn accounts payable. How what is accounts payable in SAP? What is actually work? And for previous video, you can go to my playlist and you can check for the previous videos which I have uploaded. And today we will learn about the accounts payable. We'll talk about what is accounts payable and how we post and how it is important. So accounts payable is used to manage and record accounting data for all the vendors, and all the invoices and deliveries are managed as per the vendor request, and payables are managed as per the payment program, and all the transfer can be made through using checks, transfer, electronic funds, etc. That I will explain you when we move in the uh, further topic. Okay, so now it's like accounts payable. When we use that, when we don't have implemented module. Okay, so it's like we need to post manually purchase invoice or vendor invoice or incoming invoice for all type of purchases like material, service, asset, etc. So in SAP, we have a other module also though this accounts payable is a part of FI and is a separate module. So there we have a different process which we have to follow that. And in the SAP, we have a accounts payable which we use for when module is not implemented, and for the small amount we use the accounts payable, and it is when here like we post manual invoices like incoming invoice, uh, and payment also we make that. Okay, so let's go back here and then we'll understand what is accounts payable. So here, so first we'll understand the entry. So in general terms, our accounting entry when we buy anything from our vendor, so our entry would be purchase account debit to vendor account. Okay, so this would be the entry in the normal. And in SAP, our entry would be inventory account debit to vendor account. So this is like we can see that this posting as per the SAP, and this is the normal terms posting. So now we will talk about once we understand the what is accounts payable. Okay, now we'll understand what is that, how what are the steps that we have to configure, and then we only able to post this. We only have to create the invoices. Okay, so here, so what is accounts payable? So under accounts payable, here vendor is also involved in this process, and then we as an organization we have to make a payment. So our bank account is also involved. That means we need to create the GLs, and yeah. So first we'll talk about first step is like in the accounts payable. What is the first step that we need to create that in the system? First, we have a account vendor group, create a vendor account group, and then we have create number ranges and then assign number range, and then we have to create a vendor from where our organization will buy any item or any purchase services, asset, etc. So let's go and understand what is that vendor account group. So here I have just created, for example purpose, here I have created just three vendor account group just to make you understand what is that. So vendor account group is just to this is a main group. Under that we will create our vendors. Okay, so let's suppose in this account group, okay, this is let's suppose this vendor account group is for domestic. Okay, so under that we how many vendor we have, those are domestic vendors. Under that we will create that with the different name. So here we can create three or more than that. It's like no restrictions. So vendor account group, so under this group we will create a domestic vendors. Whatever vendors you have, domestic vendors, that you can create that in other groups. So means so next group I have created uh, is a service group, service vendor group. Here is like whatever vendor, those who are providing services, okay, from where organization will take the services from those vendor, we can combine, we can categorize, and we can create under this. So this is just a one set of account. This is one group. Under that we have created our similar vendors. So same like here also service those vendor who provide that. So here vendor with a different name. This will be our vendor name. And foreign vendors is like if you have any foreign vendors which like you are buying, you are procuring anything from outside country, that we name as a foreign vendors. So again, if you want to create vendors, if you have organization like you are buying organization buying from different country, that time you can group here. So this is our account group where are creating our vendors. Okay, so this is just a account group, and then we have to create the number ranges. Create number range for account group. So whatever number range we will provide under this same number range series, we can see that. This is just an example. In the system, we will see the number range. Okay, let's go and we will open our SAP screen, and then okay, let's go quickly and just see that create vendor account group. We have a T code OBD3. So let's go enter that OBD3. Okay, I will just create vendor account group. One, two is already there. I will create new vendors. Okay, vendor account group. This is the vendor account group I have created now. Okay, now I'll give the description. I will just write uh, domestic vendors. Domestic vendor. Okay, now this field status group is I have already covered in the previous. Field status group is nothing, is just actually controls the fields which whenever we post the entry, like which field should be mandatory uh, and required, optional, and display. As per that we can control it. So we have to go and we have to click on company code data. Under that account management, under that we have to click on reconciliation account. Here this should be mandatory. Whenever we will create account group, we have to come here and we have to make it this as a mandatory. Okay, so now save this. Okay, so now we have created the vendor account group. Now we have to give the uh, number ranges. So we have a T code for this is xkn1, create number ranges. So let's go and slash n xkn1, enter. Okay, so we will select okay, here the thing is that uh, this is since this is a training server, so here other folks they have created with like, so here it's like difficult, we should get proper like free series. So what we'll do, we will create the series which is already there, because in the real time you can use that which is not there, but here we can see that so many series are there, so it is difficult we to get the free series. So what we'll do, we'll take this 02 instead of that. Okay, this is a free series 02. So see, ideally what you have to do here, you have to insert the line, and then here you just give the number x1, or then here you have enter the series from this series your vendor number should start, thus 9994 series. However, we won't be able to create because this series is already used. So interval is all, enter the interval without overlap. So just go back. So we won't be able to create that. No. So what we'll do, which is already there, we will use that one. So just enter, just remember that we will use 02. and 03. Here we can see that none of has used. Here this is 0. So this number is free, 618 till 686. It is free. So we will use 0, 2 and 03 also we can use that. Just remember. So now 02 we have remember that. Now we have to third step is assign number ranges. Let's go to number range. So we have a T code is OBAS T code. So let's go OBAS OBAS enter. My God, why it is not working? OBAS. Now, now here we have to look for the account group on first step which we have created. It was vendor account group N we have created and we have given the name domestic. Here we have to assign 02 in xkn1 which we have seen that. Save this. It's okay. So now we have create our vendor account group. Under that we have created our number ranges and then we have assigned also this to this in this step. Okay, so now we will talk about the what is vendor, and we'll talk about what is vendor, how we can create vendor, how we can block them so that we should not use it, how we can unblock them. So like this. So we have a T code to create vendor. We have a T code FK01 and XK01. So we'll understand what is the difference between XK01 and FK01. So FK01 is we use for FI view only, and XK01 we use for full all our details as well as our FI details also. Okay, so let's go to system and let me show you this one. FK01 is it. So here this one is for FI view. What we'll do, RL01, under that we have to create, okay, an account group. Here we have to select account group which we have created on our first step. That was our V, this one, okay, and then enter. Here we have to give the vendor informations and all. Okay, so yeah, so here is like FK01 is our makes only FI view, and XK is only full vendor account details. Okay, so now we will see how we have to create the vendor account group. So now RL company code and account group selected, then enter it, and here we will select which vendor we are buying. It's a company uh, okay, it's a company, and then we have to write the name. We will write the company name is uh, VK Traders. Okay, and then country, this is star means that is important. Without that, system will not allow you to move further. Enter company, and here you, sorry, here in the back, here you have to provide vendor address name. It's there. So as per that you have to provide here, and below that you have to provide the telephone number, for mobile number, fax, email, etc. So now we'll move back. Okay, and then in the control data we will not use this now. Move next. Here we have to enter the bank details of our vendor. So what you can do here is like you can just enter here. This is for India, so here you will write country IN. Here bank key, bank account, account holder, all this will be provided by a vendor. So let's me just write this. Bank key is our some like IFC code and our branch code. So this all information will be provided by our vendor. Here bank account number you can type, account holder name, Mahesh. Okay. So like this, all this information you have to enter, bank data, and here you have to write the bank address, where which branch and all those things. Okay. So now this is done. Okay, this is here you have to write down the bank name. So ICICI. Okay, so contact person name here you have to write down. Okay, so now this one is important. So whenever we will create our vendor account, okay, reconciliation account is important. So whenever we will create vendor, it is mandatory to assign the reconciliation account. So now we will talk about what is reconciliation account. So reconciliation account is a subsidiary ledger account where we do not post any direct entry. Okay, so reconciliation account, in other word, we can say that whenever we will assign to our vendor this uh, GL account here, this will hit the GL. So in the balance sheet, our liability is like to pay to the vendor is that will come in the liability side, is that is organization liability to pay to the vendor. So in the balance sheet, our vendor name will not come. This reconciliation GL account will come in the liability side. So this recon account we have to create, uh, and we have to assign it indirectly. So whenever we will post this entry on this vendor by using this vendor, automatically this reconciliation account will hit directly. Okay, so now so reconciliation account is the account which is updated when the corresponding subledger updated. And like as I said, for reconciliation account, direct posting are not possible. So these points are like here it just we have to keep in our mind. So yeah, so before that we have to create the reconciliation account. So let me open one more window where I can just show you. So /n fs00 enter. Here for RL company code, under liability we have to create the send creator account, though it is already there. Okay, so one account is already there. I will so you can create one sentry creator account or other also, so it is there. So first in the description you have to select in the account group you have to select under which category assets, it's a liability, revenue, so it is a liability GL account that we have to create. And then we have to name as a sentry creditor. And then in the control tab we have to give the currencies, and here it is important, recon account type vendor, it should we should have to select this. And yeah, okay, and then we have to go to third tab, create bank interest, field status group we have to select the reconciliation G067 reconciliation account, then it will automatically post indirectly in I mean it is automatically post on this recon GL. Okay, so now this is created. So what we'll do, we'll come here and we will as soon as when we have created, here will come, we have to click on, we can see that okay this segregated account is there, select this and next tab, cash management. Here like we have to define this is your domestic vendor, is your foreign vendors. So what is that? So let's suppose this is for domestic. So Okay, and this one is for payment data. So we will talk about this part when we will work on house bank part. So now let's save this. Okay, account 6 8 is already exists. Okay, so that one is coming as already exists. So that means we have to go and we have to change our number ranges. So when when we have created that, when we were assigning 0 to, it was coming as a 0. So now I think someone from the backend side they have created. So now we will select 0 through 3 instead of 0 to. Let's go there and just select 0 3 and save this, and quickly we will go and we will again we will create our vendors. So we can traders, enter. You can leave this for practice purpose, you can leave this blank also, that will also fine. Move here also. I see. Okay, and then contact person you can leave. Yeah, reconciliation is important. 001, yeah, this is the one. Select this, and cash management account you have to select just to define that this is domestic vendor, and this will leave, and this save this. So now you can see that we have created our vendor 682. So now we can see that. Okay, so now yeah, so now we have created our vendors, and then we have to create the GL account for a raw inventory GL account which we are going to buy from our vendor. So this would be our asset inventory account. So here raw material is our assets. So under that we have to create. So this would be our asset account, and balance sheet we have to select raw material and control data INR and create bank interest. Here our field status group will become G001. Under that control tab here you have to select line item display and sort key also, and then save it. So this was all about how to create the vendor account group, and then assign the number ranges and create the number ranges, and then assign them and create the vendor and creation of GL account. So yeah, so in the next class, I will explain the document types of vendor and posting key. So thank you everyone joining this session.